Guys, it's your girl, Ashley Kirkwood with the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast, where we teach you how to start at the top of the speaking market instead of working your way up from the bottom. During this show, you will hear solo episodes from me, where I'll show you how I have landed and negotiated 5- and 6-figure speaking contracts and licensing deals. You'll also hear from our amazing guests who have grown enormous speaking businesses by utilizing sales and marketing principles that work. If you want to grow your speaking business, listen to this podcast, and then afterwards, head on over to ashleynicolekirkwood.shop and grab my book, Speak Your Way to Cash, How to Start at the Top of the Speaking Market Instead of Working Your Way Up from the Bottom. Ready to dive in? Let's go. Hey, y'all. What's up to the Speak Your Way to Cash family? It's Ashley Kirkwood back again with another podcast episode. But this time, guys, I am actually going to let you listen in to a live video that I recorded. Now, if you're listening to this live video on the podcast and you're like, I want to join your next live, I want to ask you questions, I want to be able to get feedback about my business, then you have to follow me on Instagram at the Ashley Nicole Show, and make sure you're following the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook page. All right. Make sure you're following the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook page, because that's where I go live. I also sometimes go live in the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook group, but enough about that. Even though you may have missed it live, you're about to hear it again. So listen into this live episode and let me know what you think. You can always send me an email to ashley@speakyourwaytocash.com. Let's listen in. Hello, everyone. My name is Ashley Kirkwood. I am the founder of a brand called Speak Your Way to Cash. I'm also the founder of Mobile General Counsel, which is a law firm for entrepreneurs. And what I do is through Speak Your Way to Cash, help speakers land 5- and 6-figure corporate speaking contracts. My background is as an attorney. My firm handles IP, and so that is why I primarily work with speakers, experts, entrepreneurs, people who know their stuff. People come to me when they are ready to own a piece of the market and sell to large clients, or they already have IP ready to go and they really want to make sure that they are monetizing that IP appropriately. But today, what we're going to be talking about is how the mindset behind goal setting, And most people set their goals pretty simply. It's like, all right, I want to make a certain amount of money. I want to do something very specific. And so because I want to do this thing, I'm going to just put I think this is what I used to do in the beginning. I don't know if this is how you all are, but if this is how you all used to set your goals or you currently set your goals, let me know. So the way I used to set my goals was very simple. It'd be like, all right, I want to make X amount of dollars this year. Who has ever done that? If you've done that, drop me in the chat. Like, okay, I want to make X amount of dollars this year. It was when I started to mature in business that I was like, all right, I need to ask myself how I want my life to feel, not just what I want to collect along this journey. And those are two different questions. And I think that if you stop at asking like how much money you want to make, money is a tool. So it's something that you collect. For some people, it's something that you just spend. But for me, it's something that we use as a tool. So we collect it, we spend it, we do both. But if you want to make sure you actually reach your goal, you want to not just set goals, but you want to start achieving the goals that you set. You want to make sure that you're making a real impact in your life. I think the better question from how much money you want to make is how do you want to feel moving through your life? And I want to challenge you to really think about when you wake up in the morning, what do you do day to day in your ideal world? If you're going for this certain life, where are you? Where do you live? Do you live in one place? How do you live? I mean, do you live in an apartment? Do you live in a house? Like, how do you want your life to feel when you wake up and you move through your ideal dwelling space? Do you have a lot of space? Is it open concept? Is it closed concept? Is it like each enclosed? I don't know if closed concept is the right word, but like, is your kitchen separate from your living room? Is your dining room separate from there? How does your office look? I love a good office, okay? One of the things we do with Airbnbs is we're like, okay, I look for, I don't know why Airbnb doesn't have this. They do not have a feature where you can sort by homes with offices. But for those of us who travel, we do workations, like where we travel, but we also do a little bit of work there. We need a house with the pool and all that, but we want the office there too. So how do you want your life to feel? And importantly, when you start to plan for your team, how many of you are moms? If you're a mom, put mom in the chat, because I would love to talk to some moms about this. If you're a mom or your dad, put mom or dad in the chat, or parent in the chat if you don't identify by mom or dad. However you identify, if you're a parent, and I know I have parents in my audience, so I know that on the podcast, when we put this up, there's going to be parents that listen to this. When you think about how you want your life to feel, what a lot of moms say, and this is what I hear mompreneurs say all the time, is like, I want to spend a ton of time with my kids, which is cool. The truth of the matter is, though, you will likely have to work. And I think that there is some type of a guilt associated with getting help, household help. I hear a lot of people talk about building teams for their business, but what does your household team look like? Who's on your household team? What does that look like? What is your home team? I think that we've been raised to believe that unless we're like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that has a Jeffrey or someone in their house, like that, then we aren't going to have a household team. Like if we don't have a 20-bedroom mansion, we don't need a household team. Entrepreneurs wake up every day with a certain amount of mental capacity. Like there's so much stuff you can put in your head. Stuff like washing the dishes, folding the clothes, doing homeschooling while also working. That's all stuff that if you can afford it, you can outsource. You don't necessarily need to have it in your head. It is okay to have a household team. I think it's important for me to start speaking up about this because I don't know why Black moms particularly are, it almost feels like, this is how I have felt. And I don't know if you all have felt this. I'm gonna have a real honest dialogue with you guys. And I'll just give this disclaimer because I gave this yesterday. If anything I say offends you, you got to deal with it on your own time with your own therapist. But don't deal with it with me because we're gonna have some real dialogue this year. And I want to be honest with you all about the life that we live. I'm not telling you this so that you can be like, oh, she's bragging about da 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 da. I don't have those issues, and if you do, you got to deal with it with your own therapist on your own time. Okay, that's my disclaimer before we go into this conversation. I heard my daughter in the other room. But one of the things I want to say is this: it is 100% okay to have help in your home. And that may look like having someone to prepare your meals. It may look like having someone that their whole job, and they don't have to live with you, right? Having someone who can help with laundry, having someone who can shop for you if you don't like doing the shopping every month, and you know you got to get the same things, having someone who can take care of your children. We are blessed to have a full-time nanny. That's okay if that's the choice that you choose. And to be real, there were we've gotten some, I mean, most people don't really try it because they know I'm not really the one. Try Jesus, not me type thing. But there are some people, even in our family, who have attempted to make us feel bad for having a full-time caregiver for our daughter. It is this, to me, I don't really get it because if you send your kid to daycare, it's like the same thing. You have someone who's with your kid for 8 hours a day. We just happen to have someone who is personally giving Christelle one-on-one attention all day. And it's a blessing for our home. And I want more women to experience the freedom and the comfort and the peace of mind that it brings to have someone that you trust taking care of your child, not just watching your child. I want to be specific. What our nanny does for Christelle is help with her educational development in addition to making sure she's safe day to day. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's okay. It's okay. Y'all gonna be all right. But you can for sure have help in your home. And I don't think that I would have been able to build the business on the business side to the degree that we have with the speed that we were able to without having household help. Before we had a baby, we still had household help to keep the house clean. And that's because you actually perform better mentally when you're in a clean environment. There's like data to back this stuff up. But what I realized early on is that it may not be my calling to be the one always doing the cleaning. Okay? So when I got resources, I invested the resources in two ways. I didn't invest it in bags. I didn't invest it in going to get a Tesla. I didn't invest it in all these other things. I could have, that wasn't what made me feel more at peace individually. What made me feel more at peace individually has always been buying time. The only way you buy time is with talent. I'm going to repeat that. The only way you buy time is with talent. When you have resources, it is up to you to decide what you spend your money on. It was a wonderful stat that I was told by another coach in the industry. She was like, $45 a day for 365 days is more than $15,000 a year. She was like, a lot of people spend that in Amazon. Wherever your values lie, that's where you spend your money. But when you get this was the mindset shift that I made, was I want to buy time with my money. I want to invest in people. I want to invest in talent so that my life can be easier. I mean, when I buy a new bag, I don't know if this happened to you. The reason I don't spend a lot of money on bags, cars, and clothes, like we do get nice clothes. Every now and then we spend a little bit of money on clothes, but it's typically for an event or for something like that. But the reason why I don't do it is because I remember wanting this really expensive watch one day. And I was like, man, I really want this watch. It's a beautiful watch. I got to get this watch. And I spent all this money on this watch, y'all. That watch is like in a drawer. When I wear it, it's cool, but it didn't add any level of peace to my life. So I'm not telling you that you shouldn't spend money on whatever you want to spend money on. I don't care what you spend your money on. I'm telling you, my thought process for where we invest our dollar is in buying time. It's in getting talent so that we can have more peace. I want to invest my money in things that give me additional peace in my life, period. So the reason we invest in the stock market is because we know that gives us a level of security. We have money somewhere else outside of just the money that we earn and we keep in savings and all these other places. It gives us a level of peace. So when you're setting your goals and you're thinking about how much money you want to make, a different consideration for you is, how do you want your life to feel? And how will making that amount of money help you to feel the way you want to feel? Most people think they're chasing a dollar amount, and they're not. They're chasing a feeling. They want a certain level of ease and peace in their life. Last night, I did a video about how I don't chase easy. I don't chase easy in the sense that I choose who I'm going to serve and how I'm going to serve them, in the sense of what's going to be the absolute easiest, least work option. I don't do that, and I don't have to do that, because I can still have ease in my life. I can still have peace in my life without having to serve down. And I want you, when you're thinking about goal setting, because I work with a lot of speakers, and those of you who are listening to this on the Speaker Ready Cash podcast, you're speakers. You want to land large speaking contracts. But the more pivotal question for you to understand is why you want to land large speaking contracts. For us, we knew the why. The why was okay, because once I land this huge pharmaceutical client, I know they're going to be around for hundreds of years. And so I'm going to be able to serve this same client for decades. Their very existence as a client can be baked into the fabric of my organization, and their resources will continue to rise, especially with the climate we're in now. So I land them once, but I can eat off that relationship forever. And I say eat. I'm like such a salesperson. So when I say eat, I just mean we can continue to serve that client at a high level, and we can continue to make sure that we're a part of their transformation and the transformations they need in the future. They can keep investing in our services for a very long time. With individual clients, I love helping individual people. I feel like I'm called to help individual people, specifically women and men who traditionally have been told they can't do things, even with all the qualifications and accolades. Those are my people.
It is here. The Speak Your Way to Cash book is now available for you to purchase. Go to Amazon to get your audio, Kindle, or hardcover copy of the book. And we have a paperback copy, okay? So you can get it on Audible and listen to it. And I read it myself. So if you love the podcast, you will love the audiobook. Go get it now. Speak Your Way to Cash, how to start at the top of the speaking market instead of working your way up from the bottom. A bit about the book. It's broken down into 6 parts, and it is over 260 pages of goodness, okay? Part 1 covers mindset. Part 2 covers getting yourself in the press. Part 3 covers assembling your 6-figure offer. Part 4 covers inviting people to work with you, sales. Part 5 covers delivering an outstanding speech. And Part 6 covers legalities that every speaker needs and how to build a team. I mean, literally, what did we leave out? Nothing. So go to Amazon and grab your copy today. And let me know you did it too.
Y'all got bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, engineering degrees. You got all the degrees. And yet there's something that is missing from your life. And so you want more. Like you've done all the things people have told you to do. And yet and still, you may not feel like you have the skill set to generate revenue for yourself. And it's disheartening. It's really sad the first time you learn that, dang, I could do everything that everyone tells me to do. And it still doesn't mean I'll be in a financial position to provide a home for my family, to vacate every year, and to not have to worry about paying for my kids' college. That realization for a lot of people hits them like a ton of bricks. Those are the people that I help, the people who have expertise. They've gotten all the degrees and the accolades. They're successful entrepreneurs, but they don't know how to sell. They don't necessarily know how to take the sales game to the next level, or they don't know how to sell to corporations specifically. Something about that process is a little bit intimidating. Those are the people that I help. But you got to know your why. And you need to know before you start working with me, before you start reading the Speak Your Way to Cash book, which is a game-changing, industry-busting book. Like literally everyone who's read it said it changed their lives. Like, let's go. You need to read that book, okay? I wrote the book. It's really good. If you're not a reader, you're like an Audible person. I already read the book for you, so go and get the book. But one of the questions you should really be asking yourself is, how do you want your life to feel? How do you want your life to feel? How do you want your personal life to feel? How do you want your business life to feel? Do you enjoy coaching a large team? Do you not? What does it feel like when you meet with your team members? Are these people that you absolutely adore and love? What are the characteristics that they have? What are the salaries that you desire to pay them? At this point in my life, I am not just dreaming for me, but I'm dreaming for my team. I want to be able to provide a work environment and work resources that'll really help people go to the next level. And I believe that when you get what you want out of the situation, one of the things I've been able to hang my hat on is the fact that as soon as the prayers that I pray to God are answered, dozens of other people are blessed. There has to come a point. I know that right now it's real easy to just be like, it's all about me. It's all about me. I need this for me. I need this for me. But one of the reasons why I am 1,000,000% positive that I will be successful, it's a guarantee for me in my life, is because as soon as the prayers that I pray to God are answered, other people are blessed. With that assurance, I don't have any, I go for it. I go for it wholeheartedly. And I want you to think about who else is blessed as soon as you get those prayers answered. And not in a superficial way, like who is immediately like, okay, we got Christmas bonuses now. Okay, I have a full-time salary now. Okay, I have benefits now. Okay, like who else is blessed? And don't get caught up in the whole helping thing. I recently got an email that was like, hey, Ashley, I want you to do something for free because I know that you care a lot about women empowerment and this is a really important thing to you. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And the reason I didn't do it was very simple. I empower women by paying women. We have a lot of women on our team that are getting salaries. And that's how I empower women. I empower women by making sure my clients that are women are very successful and that they have the confidence to say no to opportunities that don't pay them. So I empower women by paying women. Don't let people manipulate your goodness going into this next year. Do not let people manipulate your goodness, saying that you should do things because it'll help and trying to pull on your heartstrings and all this other stuff. At the beginning of the year, we decide how we're going to give back to the community. We stick to that. Nobody can manipulate me into giving something that I don't want to give. And I want every single woman that is under the sound of my voice right now to commit to not allowing anyone, family, your kids, your mama them, your daddy them, your cousins, to manipulate your goodness. You can be a great person and still have qualifications and requirements for where you spend your time and your money. And the next time someone tries to hit you with the women empowerment, do something for free for women empowerment, just be like, oh, okay, Well, I empower women by paying women salaries, full-time salaries. That requires me to be an empowered woman. And for me to be as empowered as I need to be to pay these salaries, you're going to have to pay me for my time. So I personally, I never feel bad about people being, oh, I don't have it. I don't have money for this. I don't have it. Okay. You got a free podcast. You got the Speak Your Way to Cash book, very inexpensive. I think the Audible is under $20 right now. I didn't set the price clearly. You know what I mean? So like, don't allow people to manipulate your goodness and take you off track to what you need to do. You need to be paid and at peace and well rested and sure. And so while you're setting your monetary goals, I want you to ask yourself this one question. How do I want my life to feel? My personal life? How do I want my friendships to look? When you think about this optimal version of yourself that you're going for, what does that look like? What does that feel like day in and day out? And then who do you need to become now to start operating at that level mentally up here? It's important. It's important. I got asked today, what mindset stuff do I listen to? The truth is, I'm this way because of my parents. They literally raised me to be this way. My mom taught me when I was a very young girl to not allow people to manipulate me. And she taught me how to identify manipulation. And my dad taught me that it's okay to both be a believer and go after and get a check. You don't have to be, you don't have to be in the competition for number one struggler of the year in order for people to see you as holy and righteous and good. And I genuinely think I'm saying this because there's someone watching or listening to this who has felt like their worth is tied up in how much struggle they literally inflict on themselves. And you don't have to deal with that. And sometimes even in church, like you'll be tired, burnt out, but then the church anniversary comes around and people are like, oh, well, we need you to serve and we need you to do this and we need you to, No, you can say no. You're still good. You can still be holy. You can still be righteous. Determine how you're going to give back and stick to that. Be very cautious of people who try to manipulate your goodness. It's something that I see a lot, particularly in the Black community, especially when you are seen as someone who's achieved something. It's almost as if as soon as you achieve anything, there's an additional burden that's placed on you to give everything you've achieved away. I want you to get stable and solid so that when you give back to your community, which you will, all the data says that when women get wealth, they give more. One of the things we've done with our wealth is we invest in salaries, primarily for women. We're a women-powered law firm. We have a full-time associate, amazing woman of color that we've hired. Our nanny, full-time, amazing a woman of color that we've hired. My admin, amazing woman of color that we've hired. So I empower women by paying women their salaries, okay? However you choose to serve in the community, let it be your choice. If you decide to do something at no cost or as a give back, let it be your choice. Do not let people manipulate your goodness going into 2022, because that feeling that you get when someone asks you to do something that you don't want to do, honor that feeling and say no. If ain't nobody told you it's okay that you could be holy and exercise a strong no, let me be the one to tell you, because it's a thing. It's a vibe, all right? You can love God and still say no. It's okay. And if you're anything like me, you probably have resources that are already available at low or no cost that you can give people to help them anyways. It is what it is. So the point of this is really simple. When you're setting your goals, you're going to set your monetary goals, but really you want to ask yourself how you want your life to feel personally and professionally. For all the moms watching, I'm a huge advocate of getting the help you need in your home, getting the help you need with your child so that you can breathe easy. But the mindset that you've got to adopt in terms of the resilience that it's going to take to achieve your goals is that every time you identify a problem, there's a period where you may see a problem in your life and you start to go, oh my God, I see this problem. This is a big problem. Okay, pause. I want you to shift your mindset to like, okay, I am seeing a new problem. The blessing in me seeing this problem is that I've never met a problem I couldn't solve, or I never met a problem that I didn't know someone who could solve. And if you're a believer, then you already know any problem you can't solve in your own strength, that's easy. Take it to God. He can solve it. So you've never met a problem that you don't have a solution for, even if that solution is giving it over to God. So I want you to go into this new year with that strength and with that power. Announcement before we head out of here. I'm doing a free, you don't hear me say this word often, okay? So your mic is, Your stuff is on. You heard me say it. A free challenge. It's the Pitch Your Way to Cash challenge. And what we're going to be doing is for 3 days, walking you through a pitch strategy that you can use to grow your business. Pitching for corporate clients, doing all of that type of stuff. Go to put in the www. If you're like going to type this in yourself, www.speakyourwaytocash.com/challenge. If you're on Instagram, just DM me the word challenge and I'll send the information directly to you. It's going to be really good. We have some amazing content for you guys over those 3 days. And this is my give back for the year. So this is like the big thing we're doing for free for our audience. We're promoting it across several platforms, working with some amazing influencers to get that done and get the word out. Share it with a friend once you get in and you're all signed up. But I'm really excited about this, guys. I'm excited about the year that you're going to have. And I do want you to live your absolute best life. And before you live that absolute best life, you're going to have to imagine what it is and what it looks like. And then give yourself credit and grace for inching towards that version of your life that you really, really, really want. All right. Again, my name is Ashley Kirkwood. I host the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast. I've also just written a book called Speak Your Way to Cash, How to Start at the Top of the Speaking Market instead of working your way up from the bottom. We just concluded in November our incredible Speak Your Way to Cash live event. We're going to do it again in 2022. If you missed it this year, do not miss it next year. It is the first weekend in November. Do not miss this event next year. Like, it's literally incredible. And next year, we're taking it up a notch, if that's even possible. Like, don't miss it, okay? Click the link in my bio for any of this information. You can always go to www.speakyourwaytocash.com to get any more information on our services and what we provide. But I appreciate you guys listening in. Hopefully this was helpful. If you got anything from this, drop one thing. If you watch the replay, just put replay and drop one thing in the chat that you are taking from this live that you're going to be implementing. All right. Talk to you guys later.
All right. Wasn't that interview amazing? If you're anything like me, you have pages full of notes. But here's the thing. Before you head out, I want you to go to facebook.com and join the Speak Your Way to Cash Facebook group. That is where I am. That's where a ton of other speakers are, a ton of other people who listen to the show. We all congregate there and chat. And it's 100% free. Now, if you're ready to take your speaking career to the next level, I have two ways for you to do that. One, you can go to ashleynicolekirkwood.com/SYWTC live replay and pick up the live replay. That training is 7 modules, chock full of information. It's crazy. Go over there, read all about it. Or if you want a more personal experience, you already know that you want to be a speaker. You're ready to fully commit and you want someone to walk you through it and save you tons of time Googling and doing it on your own, then book a VIP day with me. You can go to ashleynicolekirkwood.com, scroll down until you see the VIP day section and get more information on that there. All right. Thank you guys again for watching. Please do not forget to leave us a review. That is how we keep this train rolling and get some of the best speakers in the world to get on this show. So please, please, please leave a review. Shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram, and Facebook in the Speak Your Way to Cash group, Instagram at the Ashley Nicole Show. And I'd be more than happy to chat with you and say hi. All right, y'all have an awesome, awesome day.